Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Love Beneath podcast. I'm your host, Mina Zia Sheikh Al Islami. I'm so happy to have you here. Today, I interrupt our regularly scheduled programming. I need to do an energy update with you. I need to do a cosmic weather report, an energy report. If you're in my membership, you already know about these. Well and good. And if you like this type of thing and you want more, please consider joining my membership. The link will be in the description. If you are, before I get into it, if you're watching on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. If you're listening, please follow the show. I keep saying like the show, follow the show, and leave me a review. Would so appreciate it. All right, the reason why I switched gears, which I knew I would, if you listened to Wednesday's episode, I said, I'm going to talk about how to anchor in the new belief. Unless something else comes up, I swear I felt something's going down. And sure enough. So I want to give you a little energy report. Again, if you like this, let me know. I could just do a standing Friday update, and then of course if you're in the membership, then you get an additional Monday update. So let me know in the comments. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the conversation flowing. Okay, Wednesday, October 29th. Picture it. Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. A whole 2 days ago, I felt the craziest shift in timelines. And let me preface this a little bit. One of my gifts and curses is not how it always works, is that I am extremely sensitive to energy. Now, I say it's a gift because you cannot pull a fast one on me. You can't. In fact, the reason why it's a curse is because I pull a fast one on myself, because I jump to conclusions and create stories around what I feel that aren't true sometimes. But it's a gift because I can just feel connected to someone. I can listen to someone talking for a few minutes and I'm already starting to download their karmic cycles and feeling what the lessons of their life are and feeling what their subconscious beliefs are. Even if, they don't even want to be talking about that or thinking about that, or they're not even open to that, I will just sniff it like a bloodhound. It's just a natural ability. And I love that because then I can do my Akashic Record readings. I can do my astrology readings. It gives me a big boost, especially with the astrology readings, because I don't have to spend so much time looking up all my notes and from my teacher and all of that. I can just I can know something from my memory and then the intuition confirms it, kind of thing. So it just really helps. It's a curse because, like I said, sometimes I jump to a conclusion about what I'm feeling and things like that, more interpersonal. And so because I have this ability, I'm able to feel timelines shifting. I'm able to feel events. And not that I'm a Nostradamus. I can't predict world events and things like that. That's awesome. And people who can do that, you are awesome. I cannot do that. But when people come see me for a reading, it's oftentimes very easy for me to feel into their future timelines and say, I feel a timeline where this happens, and I feel one where this happens. If you want A to happen, do XYZ. If you want B to happen, do DEF or whatever. So, yeah, that's always been pretty straightforward for me until 2025. And specifically, Wednesday, October 29th. I felt like I was going through a kaleidoscope. You know, when you do the kaleidoscope and there's all these shapes going like this and it feels topsy-turvy. I felt like my brain was doing that. And Wednesday is a big client day for me. So it's not an ideal day for this kind of thing to happen. I have clients literally 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So periodically on Wednesday, I would think to myself, oh, I have a solid 3 hours right now. I'm going to go to the lake. I'm going to go to the cafe. And I'll literally be on my way. And then I'll be like, wait, no, I don't. And I'll look, and sure enough, I have a client in like a half hour. That has never happened to me. I am normally very type A about my schedule and making sure that I am prepared for my client sessions. And it was just really weird. That happened 3 different times. And then I was talking to someone and they asked me about something. Oh, like, what'd you do yesterday? I literally could not remember. I had to look at my calendar to see what I did, which is much different than, sometimes you're thinking about a lot of things and you got to think for a second and then you're like, oh yeah, I did that. No, it was gone. It was gone. And so weird. So weird. Okay. And before you say like, you should get your brain checked out. Trust me, I thought of that too, but it was a brief stint and now I have recovered. Thank God. But thank you for the concern if anyone had it. No, it very much felt like Wednesday was just a very weird energy day. And I messaged my membership's Discord, which, I know I'm always talking about the membership, but we have a Discord and we chat about energy and current events, energetically and sharing and all that kind of stuff. So I messaged my Discord and I said, hey, is anyone else feeling this? And I got so many responses of people being like, oh my God, I felt the exact same thing. Like, this is so weird. What's happening? And the reason why I'm bringing this up, well, first is if you felt the craziness on Wednesday, then rest assured you're not the only one. The reason I'm bringing it up in addition to that is something I've been saying now for about 2 years, which is I fear for certain people as this energy continues to shift and change. Because a lot of people are not anchored in the light. And this is not a love and light, spiritual bypassing like type of deal. I'm not talking about that. A lot of people are not anchored in truth. So when I say the light, I mean truth. A lot of people get by day to day through external means. So a lot of dissociation. I know quite a few people where if they have to pay attention without distraction for longer than an hour, they'll actually start going crazy. And they need to get their phone and start scrolling social media. That's what I mean by disconnected from truth and from the light. We are so wound up in abilities to dissociate. So whether that's social media, whether that is love from other people, like hanging out with people a ton so you can avoid your loneliness, in some way you are not able to be present for that long before your mind starts to wander, before you can't be bored anymore, or you start to feel that that's boring and need to be doing something. Busybody, need to be constantly moving your body, cleaning, doing whatever, making yourself useful, productive. And by the way, no judgment. I do all of these things and very conscious of it. And what I have been feeling, my knowingness in me this whole year and last year has been, we need to slowly build the skill of presence and commitment to the present moment, because there will be a time, and I'm saying this now too because I feel like that time is now. I was saying this last year, like there will be a time where XYZ happens, and I feel like now is when it's happening. So last year I would have said there will be a time where the energy is so chaotic that if you are not grounded, you will be swept away. And I truly do feel that time is starting now. I mentioned this in my comeback video last Thursday, and I want to dive a little deeper into it. What I mean by that is I think that this energy will make people who don't have the capacity or don't want the capacity to come back to self, to be in the present moment, because it's hard. It is hard. We have every single escape ability there is. We have every single type of screen. You want a phone, you want an iPad, you want a TV, you want we have so many different screens. Not even just like screen time being one of the ways to dissociate, but a million different types of screens where there's different types of media on all of those screens. And in addition to that, again, all the other things, I could mention a million things. I trust y'all to know the ways that you escape boredom and get your mind or your body busy, right? Because we're escaping presence. There's so much temptation everywhere. And top things I see too. And I want to say, I'm not demonizing any of these things. It's perfectly fine to go on your phone. It's perfectly fine to watch TV. It's perfectly fine to do whatever. It's the intention. Are you going on it because you're bored? Are you going on it because you need a distraction? So when I work with people, top things that people are struggling with right now, weed usage, alcohol, hanging out with a bunch of people, or needing to be like dating someone all the time to get that energy, video games. So these sorts of things, again, none of that is bad inherently. It's the intention you're doing it with. And I do want to say that sometimes when we are struggling with addiction, the addiction will have you thinking that your intention is pure. And I know that because I've also talked to people. God, I want to tell you this story so bad, and I can't because that's too much information for a person that I don't have permission to give that information. But I'll just say simply, I have seen people in the throes of addiction doing a level of mental gymnastics that they need a damn gold medal for that. They need an Olympic gold medal for the mental gymnastics that they go through to try to tell me that their usage of the substance is intentional and helps them connect to life versus dissociate from life. And so I do just want to say that also, and I find that in myself too. For me, it's treats. I love treats. Okay, every time I go to the cafe, I'd be looking at that bake case. And then I'm like, it's fine because I have fast metabolism and like I can just eat whatever I want. It's like, yeah, that's true. But what's the intention? The intention is you're just like indulging like constantly. And then you don't even care about it anymore. And then I scarf it. I just eat it. And then guess what? It's 3/4 of it is gone before I'm like, oh my God, I wish I would have eaten it more intentionally because I don't even remember eating it. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so it doesn't have to be like total like this addiction spiral that now you got to go to rehab. It doesn't even have to be like that. It can just be something like that where I'm indulging in a treat literally because I want the hit, I want the high, and I know that I want the high because it's gone and I'm like, shoot, where to go? I'm like Patrick Star. I'm like, I think I'll eat it now. If you know that reference, please leave a comment. But if you don't know the reference, he has a candy bar. He eats it. He immediately forgets he's eaten the candy bar. And then he again goes, I think I'll eat it now. And he like bites his hand accidentally because he doesn't realize that it's already gone. I literally feel like Patrick Star with treats at the cafe. So I wanted to share that with you because I think when I say the word addiction, people immediately go to like extreme examples, and addiction simply means you are trying to, or in the way that I'm talking about it right now, you're trying to get connection where there isn't a possibility of connection. It's a false connection. A high is false connection. But because we feel so low inside, we crave a high. So we crave, however low you feel, you're going to crave that exact opposite gravity of high, volume of high. I see that a lot where when people have extreme high needs of highs, it's because their low is very low. So they're trying to balance themselves. You can't see my hands. They're trying to balance themselves out. And if you're listening to the podcast, I'm just doing hand gestures to show. Just imagine, if you're listening, just imagine like the bottom of the ocean and then the peak of Mount Everest is some people's low to high. Ideally, we stop craving a high. And so this is the meat of the video I'm getting into now. Ideally, with this energy is so chaotic that if you are chasing highs to beat your lows, you're at the peak of Mount Everest during an earthquake. During and then there's a tornado. I don't know. Do tornadoes happen on Mount Everest? Whatever. I'm trying to explain. You're ungrounded. You're way too high off the ground. So then when the energy is spiraling, you just get swept up. And then guess what? You will make every excuse in the book not to come back down. And it's way harder to come back down when you're that high up, you know? So I used to have extremes, lows and highs, extreme, to where loved ones in my life even were getting sucked in, and they were like, yo, you got to stop this. Like, I can't handle this. I can't get swept up in this drama any longer. And so slowly, what I have done and what I continue to do. So I want to give you this ritual if you're resonating with everything I'm saying so far. This ritual that I do, I sit down in the bath and I have my music and I listen to songs that really resonate with whatever I'm going through. So again, I know I'm plugging Solos like a million times, but I have a ton of music in Solos if that helps. Otherwise, again, like I said in the last episode, I also have songs on this channel that can help. So go and listen to those. I sit, I listen, and I explore my ocean. I say, what is the deepest, darkest feeling that I have access to right now? And I'll share with you that what I'm working on right now is there is a part of me that does not feel worthy of unconditional love. And so what I do, and we'll talk more about this in Monday's video where I talk to you about how to truly shift the belief system. But what I do is I understand that as long as that low is unseen by me, it will always act up, and I will always try to escape it through a high. And so the only way to ascend is the descension. And by the way, Descension is a name of one of the songs on this channel that's really good for this. So you can type, actually I'll put it right here for you if you're watching on YouTube. There it is. So I go and I feel that part of me that doesn't believe I'm worthy of unconditional love, and I just in the water, I just hold her in my arms and I just cry. And I just feel it. And I just cry and cry and cry and cry, and I really let myself think about how freaking sad that is. How utterly devastating that is. And how events in my life have led me to believe that. And how my generational lineage, this has been passed down generations. I wasn't the first to feel this. So I just let the weight of all of that just fill me up. And I just sink into it. And I don't try to fight it. I don't try to dissociate. I don't try to go do something else. I just surrender and I accept the pain. I say, this life is not supposed to be a joyride. This life is not supposed to be like all happy, happy, joy, and all that. This life is love. It is pain. It is joy. It is fear. It is happy. It is sad. It's everything. It's everything. It's so messy. And the messier that you can accept it, if you can accept your life messy, if you can accept that there is pain, if you can accept that you may never get to a place of perpetual joy all the time. Like if you can come to terms with that and you can say, I want to truly just accept what life has to offer me right now. And that's a really powerful thing to do. It's really, really hard. But if you can do that, if you can sink down and just feel that, you are going to succeed in this energy landscape. And I feel really called to say to you right now that it is only going to get worse. The chaotic, the shifting, the changing, it's only going to get worse. And what's happening is it's like a washing machine. Anything within you that is unseen, any pain within you that is unseen, any limiting belief system that is unseen, that is ignored, that you're running from, it's getting stirred up so we can see it, so we can look at it. So whatever you're getting triggered by in life right now, you're not supposed to try to turn to love and light and happy and joy and be like try to find some like ecstatic happiness. You're supposed to feel that shit. If it's coming up, you're supposed to feel it. And of course, seek a mental health professional if it's getting too much to bear on your own. And as a reminder, I am not a mental health professional. I do not claim to be one. I'm just offering my personal experiences and my feelings and stuff. But you know all the disclaimers and all that. I trust you to know. I do believe that there is a state of heaven on earth. I do believe that there is an ascension, that there is a place of a euphoric calm, an absolute peace. I just don't think that that's a finish line that is unchanging. When I was in my yoga training, we talked a lot about how moksha, enlightenment, it's a moment. It's not, oh, you get there and now you're just there and now you're there forever. Unless obviously you are a spirit and then that's different. But when you're still a human, you still are in a vessel that has complex emotions and an ego. And so you don't have to try to achieve something in perpetuity. You can achieve, oh my God, my cycle that I go through is like, I start to get super triggered. I do my water ritual. I hold, I cry. I hit the love beneath the pain, which is why I call my podcast Love Beneath and my company Love Beneath, because eventually when you just fully accept the pain, you go boom and you hit the bottom and it is love. It is love. And then I feel the surge of love and I feel a surge of like calm and peace and joy and gratitude. And it feels amazing. And then we start again. Then I get triggered again. Then I go and feel it. Then I hit the love. Then I feel the calm, the excitement. And then I start again. I get triggered. It's just over and over and over. And I truly believe that that is the full life cycle. And I asked my therapist, very spiritual, I asked her one time, how do you achieve happiness? And she said, I don't believe in happiness or the way that people talk about it. I think it is that cycle. I think, happiness is sort of like a false state that we can't actually achieve forever because things are always changing. And I totally agree. I think that it's just the cycle over and over and over and over. And so it's hard because if you're like me and you have CPTSD, like complex PTSD from childhood, it's hard because you cannot handle anxiety as easily as someone who doesn't have that. So when we go into the trigger and sit with the pain, it is way more triggering because we lived in terror for so long that your tolerance for it is lower. And so I do want to name that. That's really hard. We are being asked right now to expand our container for pain, to expand our container to handle the cycle. And can we have gratitude the entire time? Can we have gratitude the whole way? I had to have a really tough conversation with someone yesterday who I love, and the whole time it was happening, I just was like feeling gratitude for it, even though I was so triggered and I was so like ungrounded, and it was hard to talk about the things. But I felt such a gratitude of like, look how far I've come. I didn't used to be able to speak this much truth to someone I care about. To speak a truth and then someone is upset to hear what you have to say. Oh my God. There was a time where I could never have done that. And here I am laying it on the table and opening myself up to like what's going to happen next. And not knowing what's going to happen next and fearing the worst, right? Hoping for the best, fearing the worst. And just to be able to do that and say, this is how deep my commitment is to truth now. And so this is where we're full circle in the video. When I spoke at the beginning about being connected to the light, which is being connected to truth. That's how you're connected to truth. Is that no matter what, you can stay in truth, no matter how scary it is, no matter how painful it is. And I truly believe that in order to fully commit to the truth, we have to let go of the fairy tale that someday there will be a time when it's just love and joy and ecstatic happiness all the time. And we reach that nirvana. I think we have to let go of that. And we have to find a way to love on the cycle over and over and over. And the more you accept that, the less your highs and lows will be a high and a low. And I know that from experience, I'm telling you. I like I said, I used to be bottom of the ocean, top of Mount Everest. And now I feel like because I want highs really bad, but my high used to be literally a manic bender for like 3 weeks in a row. And now my high is like eating a muffin at the cafe. So, and then halfway through being like, I wish I would have been intentional earlier. So I've come a long way, but so gradually you just say, I don't want to chase the happy anymore. I just want to feel the truth of what's inside me. And that's my happy. And when you can do that, that is how you come back to truth. You come back to a groundedness in truth. And that is how we traverse this next stage of ascension. So that is my message for you on this beautiful Friday. Well, I hope it's a beautiful Friday for you. That is my message. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on. Please, if you need community, join Solos, my membership. Book a reading with me. Just reach out, or like I said in the first episode back, like even leave a comment on somebody else's comment. Connect with people, and seek like-minded people, because we are dividing right now. And I do think that the people who don't want to come to truth, they're just going to fall deeper and deeper and deeper into like whatever spiral, addiction, whatever it is. And I just have this, I don't know, I just feel it in my heart to say, if one of those people is your loved one or your friend or whoever, or maybe you're surrounded by a lot of that, it can feel very isolating. And so anyway, now I'm just jawing at you, but that is my message for today. I don't know. I'm feeling I want to say it one more time. Just don't isolate. Reach out to people. I'm really feeling this. I'm just going to say it one more time. Reach out to people. Be part of something. Even if it's not Solos or it's not something to do with Love Beneath, join a club that is a hobby that you love. Meet up with people. Just push yourself to make connections without expectation. Don't go and then you're like, shoot, I didn't make a single friend. I'm not doing that ever again. Just go for the sheer exercise of creating connection and putting yourself out there. Because what you're doing is you're training yourself to say, oh, when I feel low, when I feel sad, connection's available for me. Because that's the issue, is connection wasn't available for you. So then you went like inward, isolation. So I don't know. I'm feeling that for a lot of people. Reach out. And yeah, again, I have a bunch of stuff you can join. And just anything, just get out there, even like go for a walk. And people who know me who will laugh when they hear me say this, but I am notorious for when I walk past anyone, I say hi to them. And I don't know. It's just a small thing you can do. And depending on where you live, I've tried this in bigger cities and people just look at you like, are you crazy? But, where I live in Wisconsin, people usually say hi back. It's just moments of connection that make you remember that you're part of a community. So just in whatever little ways. So again, leave a comment if you have ways that you connect. I'm sure other people could use that advice. And yeah. That's it. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, interact with the video or the show, however. I so appreciate it, and talk to you on Monday. Bye-bye.